So today we're going to be talking about how to get a scholarship, and I have a couple of tips for you that I think will be suitable for you if you're applying for a scholarship and also if you're applying for a university admission because the underlying principle is the same.
Okay, here's my first tip.
Always remember that a scholarship is an investment. If let's say that you have an application essay and you are asked why you want the scholarship, always remember that you should not respond that you need the scholarship because you are poor. It's an act of investment that aims to identify human capital that is worth investing in. It's not free. Like, you're not special because you're poor. You're special because you have certain characteristics that can potentially lead you to take certain actions that will change or shake the entire world. That's why scholarship organizations are willing to spend upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars to receive the honor of sponsoring the best people in the world. If the scholarship organization sponsors the right person, then they can claim credit for the achievements of the person. Like, for example, we managed to admit Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg. These people didn't stay. Still, they are people who have made the name of Harvard one of the greatest on the face of the planet. And it can be hard for some people to believe because when you receive a scholarship, chances are you're young. Maybe even that 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 US dollars that you receive will be the largest amount of money that you've ever seen and that you ever imagined in your entire life. The reality is that if you are going to get a scholarship, that you're the kind of person who will be invested in repeatedly over the course of time. So you better get used to it. Another tip I have for those of you who are applying for scholarships is that you should try to collect information about the scholarship that you're going for. Whether that's asking people who've actually gotten the scholarship in the past about the different types of assessments that you're going to be facing, whether they're individual assessments, group assessments, do you have to build Legos, or do you have to make a presentation, or do you have to answer questions about why the sky is blue and why fish need water. But it's not only that, because when it comes to collecting information, you should always research the organization that you intend to take a scholarship from very extensively. I remember very distinctly that during my scholarship interview, my scholarship body was asking me, what is the JPA? When was it founded? Who is the current head? What is Talent Corp? What does it do? And there can be all these kinds of specific questions that involve information that you may not otherwise get unless you go ahead and do some deep digging into the people who are actually going to be funding you. And it makes sense, right? In the same way that you would be researching a company to figure out whether or not that is a viable employer or a partner to actually work with over the course of time, you should also be researching your scholarship body, because who are you going to be tying your name to for the next couple of years? Is it likely to be a fruitful partnership? For some of you, a lot of you actually, if you don't have the money to pay for a foreign education, then maybe you have no choice as of the point when you actually receive the scholarship. You have some options after you're born. They may keep you on for a couple of years, but it doesn't mean that you have to stay with one organization for the rest of your life. Although, it is saying that you are going to be spending a significant amount of time under the purview of these people, and you should, at the very least, think about how you can make use of that time. So this is another small tip that I do want to give about scholarships. When you are showing up for a scholarship interview, whether it's in person or in the course of a Zoom interview, you always want to make sure that you look presentable, and you want to pay attention to the small details, because the small details are everything. You will constantly be watched by the panelists. There's never a part of the interaction where you're not being evaluated in terms of your character, the way that you behave with other people, your clothes, your bearing, the way that you carry yourself. So you have to pay attention to all those small details. The reason for this is that when you think about investing in a person, you are looking not just for a person's academic background, but you're looking for the entire package. You want someone who is confident, well-spoken, and charismatic enough to be able to carry on a conversation and to potentially represent you in many different situations. Since you're looking for a representative, you are looking for somebody who understands how to create assurance, preparedness to in fact speak and to deliver on demand.
Okay, next tip.
When you are doing a scholarship interview, do your best not to disparage anyone or try to make anyone look bad. It never looks good in any situation to make somebody look bad. What you should be doing is making yourself look good simply because of the way that you speak, the way that you think, the quality of your thinking, how much preparation actually went into your words to the point that you are actually able to get to this point. So always make sure that you are giving your best to either your individual work or to the groups that you happen to be in, and simply practice the golden rule. Treat other people the way that you would want to be treated.
Okay, next tip.
I would also recommend that even before you go for a scholarship interview, that you develop a sense of vision for your life, what you want to achieve with it, where you want to be. A lot of people actually can just talk about how, oh, I was a scout for 5 years, or oh, I did the Duke of Edinburgh Award, I got a gold award right there. But you see, the thing is that the thing that differentiates most people who actually succeed in the scholarship and university admissions process is purpose. A lot of people actually do things simply because they were told to do them, perhaps were forced to by their parents. A lot of it is received wisdom, and it's possible to become somebody of high achievement simply by going along the road rather than just breaking out of it in order to actually achieve something that is of note for one's life. The issue with that is that if we compare two people of a similar level of achievement, one where the person in question has all of their achievements simply because their parents told them to, fight for certain things. You better study hard and you should get these 9 A's so that you can get a scholarship, versus maybe somebody who is more self-motivated, autotelic, they push after their own goals, they have independence, they show initiative right there. I think that most of us would agree that the person who actually shows the motive and the initiative is the more impressive person, because you have an indication that this person is going to do more of that in future. But then if the person who was told to achieve things their entire life, right? Like, let's say that they go overseas and then their parents aren't actually there, they don't tell them to do anything anymore, then what might happen right there is that they don't achieve anything anymore. All things held equal, if we're choosing just from the standpoint of the now, which future it is that we should invest in based on what we are hearing as of the present moment, if we see that a person lacks the self-motivation that is requisite to any attainment of future successes recurring over a long period of time, it's probably an indication that this is not the best investment. I don't necessarily mean that you need to have a strong plan for like 10 years down the line, but I do mean that you should at the very least be aware of what kinds of things you would like to do. You should be able to understand your personality and to be able to reflect upon yourself to the extent that you're capable of developing answers to common questions like, why do you want to study the subject that you want to study? Like, why do you want to study math? If you were to simply answer, just because I really like numbers right there, then it becomes a questionable investment case for the organization. Yeah, you like numbers, but what is the point? If on the other hand, you said something like, I enjoy understanding numbers because I like to understand the structure of reality, and this is manifested in statistics and also in data science. I'm interested in patterns that can potentially predict or indicate the condition of the world, and as a result can help us take action on humanity's most pressing problems. It comes with a sense of vision, that comes with a promise that in the future, maybe this person, although they may not necessarily get involved in, let's say, data science, at the very least, they have a sense of what can actually be done. You don't necessarily need to spot questions, but I would definitely advise taking some time to become aware of what you actually intend to do and to actually explore that in such a way that you can have convincing conversation with a reasonably intelligent person. Okay, we have come to the last tip of this video, and that is, no matter where you are, please make sure not to give up. I hope that this video has helped you to increase the probability that you will be able to get a scholarship, and it will definitely give you some guidance on how to structure your preparation. At the same time though, no outcome in the world is certain, and even if you don't get a scholarship, but water always rises to its level, so please don't give up no matter what it is that you experience in this lifetime, and do not lose hope, do not think of yourself as less than worthy. There's a time and a season for everything, and there is a better future ahead for those who are willing to work towards it. It may not come in the form of a scholarship, but the universe is generous, and there are many routes by which she extends her hands.
But
There is a chance that this could be your time. So if it is, then congratulations, and I look forward to watching you achieve your entire heart's desire and to have your dreams come true. If you'd like to see more educational content in the future, give this video a thumbs up to share it with anybody who may need it. If you want to potentially engage me for a consulting arrangement, then feel free to click the link down in the description below. Bye!